All right, good morning. Let's see what we have today. Sorry if there's an echo. All right. All right, good morning. All right, there was an echo. All right. So, let's take a look at the market today, shall we? So, let's see what we get. We got OBLN looking good. BITA gapping up some as well. OBLN up from 113 to 143. BITA up from 1050 or so to 1140. We have SOLY, which I think the whole trading world is going to be watching today with its crazy move up to 29 yesterday. And just like I said yesterday, these typically fail. And so, this one went up to 29 yesterday, and I kind of called it out on the stream where I thought this one would spike up originally and then eventually kind of fade back down. And that's exactly what we got with it. So we'll see what happens with it today. I'm definitely going to be watching it today. It's a little bit less extended, so we'll see what happens with it. We also have KEYS here. KEYS gapping up from 71.40 to 78.99 or so, just about 79. We have AMRN moving up. Cron cannabis stocks moving up a little bit. We have LK gapping up. We got CGC, like I said, BYND with another really big move up, and this one's just been running huge the last few days. And so yeah, we'll see what we get today. What's up, Two Way? The champ is here. Two Way is here. What's up, brother? So we'll look up some news in a minute. Welcome to all the new people in the Discord, man. We got a bunch of new people there. If you want to watch us trade live, here, I'll post this link. All right, so today is day 3 of the TradeNet and Tefts competition here. Let's see what my account is at. I made like $415 yesterday. So I should be well into the green. Where'd my password go? Man, why did I do that? There we go, man. All right, let's see what we're at with this competition here. Yeah, I'm green. I'm green by about $205, so that's acceptable. That means I made about $300 yesterday. So commissions were only about $100, so that's acceptable. Yeah, I'll take it for sure. All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and read Two Way's news drop here. So with Two Way, may get a little bit louder. I'm bringing the microphone a little bit closer, guys. Let me drink some coffee. We'll break down these news, and I can flex on people with my reading skills. All right. So the morning squawk, U.S. stock futures were pointing to modest gains at the Thursday Wall Street Open, but projected gains would barely make a dent in the losses seen this month. As threats from a U.S.-China trade war loom, the Dow's close Wednesday was its lowest since February 11th, while the S&P 500 and NASDAQ finished at their lowest levels since March 8th. End quote. That was morning squawk. I'm guessing that's from MarketWatch, right? ONVO, popping up on Two Way's list here. ONVO. Really nice breakout. If you like penny stocks, ONVO gapping up from a little bit over 39 cents all the way to 75 cents. Went as high as 81 or 82 cents. So a ridiculous move here for ONVO. Big percentage move. This thing's up almost 100%. Where it's at now, it went higher than 100% barely, but it's up a little bit under 100% now. And so for ONVO, it stands for Organovo. They collaborated with MCRI and Leiden University Medical Center to develop stem cell beyond bioprinted tissue treatments for kidney disease. Float of 118 million. So a medium-sized float for this penny stock. It's not necessarily a small float, but it is a cheaper stock, and so that might cause a larger float to a certain extent with it. But we'll see where that one goes. Interesting. If you like these penny plays, ONVO looking decent. We also have ECOR on two ways list here. Small gap, low volume, but not bad. They are ElectroCore, and they announced a comprehensive redeployment and cost reduction plan. Float of 16 million, so smaller float with that one. We also have LTBR on two ways list. LTBR, which looks decent. It's at 92 cents, gapping up from 81. Went as high as $1.10. And so for LTBR, it stands for Lightbridge, and they announced a Framatome receipt of the U.S. Department of Energy gain voucher to support development of the Lightbridge fuel. Float of 36 million for LTBR, and we'll see where that one heads as well. Interesting. I think that $1 level is really interesting for this one. I think that's the big level. You also have some nice resistance levels, some pretty self-evident resistance levels in pre-market, and so I'll watch those. And then if it breaks under 90 cents, it could get weak and fill the gap, and so we'll watch LTBR as well. And then last on two ways list, we have VTGN, which has essentially filled the entire gap already, down from 83 down to 87. Went as high as 117 for VTGN, and that stands for Vistagen, and they announced positive preclinical data supporting the AV101's potential for treating neuropathic pain comparable to the pregabalin, which is Lyrica R, without its side effects. And so VTGN basically filled the gap already. They must have found something they didn't like in that one. Appreciate it, 2A. Thanks, brother. All right, and we can look up a few other ones that I kind of have my eye on this morning. We have OBLN here. OBLN. Let's see. OBLN, I'm not really seeing any catalyst here. We can look up to see if they have. All right, so shares of OBLN are up in pre-market. OBLN is moving because of, quote, questionable, unconfirmed, and unreliable rumors of takeover interest. And I'll repeat that, quote, questionable, unconfirmed, and unreliable rumors of takeover interests. And I believe that's from Market Watch. But yeah, it sounds like it's up on fluff, is what we call that for OBLN. Nonsense. And so we'll see. Maybe they're just trying to kind of, pivot away from real news that they don't want people knowing about. But, yep, it's up. All right, another one I'm keeping an eye on, specifically me, is LK. Luck and Coffee is what this stands for. Really nice gap up, really nice bullish sentiment. I'm going to look for this one to drop. It's up a ton, gapping up some. It's moved up a huge amount in the last few days, although it wasn't a pretty big red streak. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. About 4 red days in a row down here in about a week ago. So yeah, maybe not. Per the daily chart, I'm sure the daily chart looks a little bit better. Recent IPO. We'll see where this one goes. I'll be watching it. So yeah, let me know what you guys are watching today as well. Hey, I honestly, I swear I just now saw that, Mario. And so you and I are on the same page, brother. Recent IPO. Yeah, I mean, I like this one because it put in a few really nice VWAP bounces yesterday. Some really nice VWAP bounces. Really tight risk reward with these bounces. right off the VWAP here, specifically this one. And so really nice bullish sentiment in pre-market. Yeah, but like I said, I'm going to look for this one to potentially drop, but I could also look for it for a nice long play as well. Yeah, so we'll see what we get with that one too. Man, two-way's always dropping these offering releases on me. I didn't even know these had offerings. So OBLN apparently prices a $3 million registered direct offering. Who knew, man? And I think the one, like I said, I think the one everybody else is going to be watching today is SOLY. Crazy moves. Typical parabolic mover. Gets up to a level and then just fades back down. I mean, it's still up way more than it was. I mean, let's see. It was at $5 on the 23rd. So a week ago, the stock was at $5. Now it's at $17.89 and went as high as $29. So it literally went up 600%, and then it dropped. And then it dropped what, like 40% since then, but it's still up like 350%. So just crazy moves. Yeah, we got a bunch of new people in the Discord, man. I'm wondering where all this is coming from. I'm guessing this is probably coming from an article that was posted that included my channel in it for this Discord, is what I'm guessing. All right, guys. Main watch. Everybody, let me know your main watch right now. I'm drinking coffee. Mitch should be here. He's walking Marley. All right, and like I said, guys, today is day. Hey, appreciate that, Crystal. Welcome. Appreciate the sub. Welcome. But yeah, like I said, today is day 3 of the competition, and while I haven't had any losing days technically yet, I do need to use some larger sizing. I'll probably end up taking my swing. I'll probably end up taking my swing today. We'll see. So you can see my account is roughly $200 over. The first day I made roughly $100, and then yesterday I made $400. But after commissions, I'm only up about $205 in this account, which is fine. But I need to take my swings, and so I need to use no more 500 shares. You know, like if I scale into a position at this point, I need to take my initial position at 1,000 shares, and then continue to add 1,000 share increments until I get to my level. You know, like I talked about in a previous video, like I posted a video of my trading recap yesterday. I've been trading a little bit differently than what I normally do with my live account for this competition. Obviously, I've been taking a little bit more risks because the goal is to make as much as possible, as fast as possible. But one of the kind of trade methods I've been using is I start to jump in my positions a little bit earlier than I would. And I scale into them with much larger sizing. You know, obviously I need to use a lot larger sizing than I typically do with my normal trading for this competition. And so I've been jumping in a little bit earlier and kind of scaling into my full, you know, large sizing for this competition. And so once I get to my actual entry level, like my normal entry level with these strategies, I'm in a much larger position. And so I can take profits a little bit sooner because of that. And I also just make bigger gains. And so not bad. It's been working, but I do need to, like I said, still need to use a little bit larger sizing. And so we'll see what we get. We got Mitch here as well, like I said. But hey, in Discord, we got some good news today, though. In Discord, we broke 400 people in our Discord. We're at like 400 and we're at like 409, I think. Let's see, we have 60. Oh, no, we're at like 404. So 404. which isn't bad. And other good news, we broke 12,000 on our channel. We actually broke 12,000 subscribers. And so we are over 12,000 subscribers in our channel. I honestly think that somebody probably has been hitting my channel with some bots or something like that, like attacking my channel with bots and fake stuff. That's just what it seems like. But not for this. But we broke 12,000 subs, and I'll take it. Yeah, that's what I figured, Lewis. Hey, Lewis, if you can hear me, that's what I assume. Like, yeah, I posted a few articles, and nice, thanks, brother. Thanks, Lewis. Appreciate the heads up, bro. Yeah, I can post the Discord. I got you. Hold on. There you are. What's up, Lewis? Thanks, bro. Thanks, man. There you go. There's the Discord if you want to join it. Dylan, there you go, bro. But yeah, so 2 green days so far in this competition, and while I'm happy I'm still in it, you know, I do need to take some bigger sizing. I made $415 yesterday. Today I made, or the day before I made like 100, and so I'm green in the competition. I haven't had a losing day yet, but you know, I still got some stuff I got to work on for sure. Nice 4-blade. Hey, killing it, man. Nice work, brother. Nice work, man. Yeah, let me say what's up to everybody. What's up, Shirley? I see you sticking with that risk reward, Shirley. Congrats. Nice work, man. Killing it. Good job. You know, what I'm really happy to see is that you're actually calculating the risk reward with that, Shirley. I think that's the huge thing that's the game-changing thing, right? Like most traders, I don't care what anybody says, most traders do not calculate risk reward. They just don't. You know, they find it unnecessary, or they trade stuff because it, quote, looks good, or like whatever reason people jump into trades. Most of them are not calculating risk reward. And so the easiest way to gain a huge edge over a large majority of the other traders in the world is just to calculate risk reward. You know, consistently give yourself more reward than your risk, and you're going to be doing much better than most other traders, honestly. But yeah, nice work, Shirley. Happy to see that. What's up, Netron? What's up, brother? Dylan, Shiley, Thrash, 4-blade, Lewis, Mario, Rich, Keith. What's up, guys? Good morning. I'm just sitting here waking up waiting for Mitch. Mitch should be here. Right, exactly. Well, another way, like if you guys came here from that website, that trading site reviews website, I've also posted an article on that website called, I think it's called How to Survive Your First Few Months Trading. You know, how to survive your first few months trading. I also have another one that's called The Uncomfortable Truth for New Traders. And one of the biggest things you can do to protect yourself when you first get started is just to trade small. You know, small ball. I don't know if we have any poker players, but Daniel Negreanu is always talking about small ball in poker, and it's very relevant to trading as well. When you first get started, you need to just trade slow. You know, you shouldn't be trying to make millions of dollars when you first get started. You should honestly just be trying to keep your account alive long enough to gain some experience, because you're most likely going to lose that account anyway. You know, and so the best thing you can really do is just trade small. You know, buy like 1 or 200 shares and, you know, try to extend the life of that first account as long as possible. You know, that's how you're going to gain the most experience, the bigger edge in the market. Most new traders trade huge. They buy 500, 1,000 shares, maybe more, and they lose their first account before they can actually gain that necessary market experience that they need. And so then their account's gone. You know, a lot of times they'll say trading is impossible, and they'll just give up. And that's very common tale in trading, very common tale. And I lost my first account in a week, just to clarify. So I'm not judging anybody, but it's kind of how it is. What's up, Lewis, John, Relentless, 2-way? Right. All right, guys. So we got about 19 minutes. Let's see how many of these are actually tradable. All right, so SOLY is still tradable, so I'm sure in order for me to be to be able to actually compete with the front runners, I got to take larger size today. I think I'm traded it. I'm trying to be too consistent is the problem. Unless yesterday went great, I think I traded like 7 times. 5 of those were profitable. I streamed all of that live, but yeah, I just need to use larger sizing, and I need to take my swing, even if it means potentially losing my account. Well, there's 2 ways I could approach it. Let me know what you guys really think here. I could take my swing now, and then kind of slowly try to get into decent trades every day. Or I could slowly build up a little bit of a cushion in my account, and then once the very end of the competition is approaching, I could then take my swings. But I think that would kind of be a little bit more disheartening. Yeah, I mean, I think I think that's a understandable method, Everett. I think that's an understandable method. I would like to pretend that's what I'm doing, but that's probably not what I'm doing. I think I'm just being scared. I'd like to pretend that that's what I'm doing. I mean, I think in order to win this competition, you have to take your swing, and you have to try, even if it means potentially losing. Right. I think you have to take your swing, even if it means potentially losing. And it's been fun to trade with larger sizing. And like I told you guys before, Two-Way was telling me in the chat yesterday. He said, "John, you do better when you overtrade," and he might be right. That's why I said that about a week ago in one of my videos I posted, because I kind of experimented with being more active in trading, and almost I haven't lost in like 12 or 13 trading days, and it's all streamed live, and if not streamed, recorded with my trade log and everything. But maybe I am better as an active trader. I've been trading slow like once or twice per day for years, and now that I'm like finally active, I've been doing pretty well, all things considered. So yeah, for sure. I mean, like I said, I need to build up a little bit more of a cushion now, though. Like you can see my account, it's at $240,205. So I'm up $205. And yesterday, like I said, I made like 415. But I was actually down some. Even though I ended the first day up 100, I actually was down the next day because of commission. So I was down like $80. And so I made roughly like almost $300 net yesterday. Yeah, for sure. I mean, usually I trade better the first hour or so, but I'm not actually, one of the things I've learned about myself with the more active trading that I've been doing, as well as trading a little bit longer in the day, is that one of the ways, hey, appreciate the sub, Lewis. Welcome, brother. Appreciate that sub, man. But yeah, one of the ways that I'm actually approaching these trades is that I'm really trading based off the range a lot of the time. Like for instance, I'm trading some VWAP fades. If you look at CGC here, and you can see I already have it drawn out. If you look at this bottom chart here, you can see the range I've drawn on my chart. Like I drew this range, and that's the range I attack, and I slowly scale into it up to the top of the range. With the top of the range is my risk level, and so you can see here. This is the range I'm talking about right here. And so I'll slowly scale into it up to this range right here. And then if it breaks my risk level, which was at like 40 or 50 right up here, then I just jump out of the trade. But if it washes out like this, it's a much bigger gain. And so I start scaling into it down here. And I start scaling into it, taking larger and larger sizing until I get up to the VWAP level, which is my main entry. And then I just let it test my risk, which is the $50 up here. And then that way, if it washes out and flushes, I can take profits pretty quickly. And that's been working really well. I think it's kind of a riskier strategy than what I typically trade. But my accuracy has been spot on. And so that's the way I've been approaching it. And then ideally, I'd like to cover some at the low of the day down here is what I've typically been doing. But honestly, my nerves get the best of me a lot of the time, and I cover a little bit too soon. But that's kind of the range I'm attacking is right here. Like I'm attacking this range, and I'm slowly scaling into it towards the top of this range, and then I'm slowly scaling out of it once it actually starts to drop, if that makes sense to everybody. And it's been working exceptionally well. I've always traded the VWAP fade, but this method has worked, and so I'm just gonna keep. I'm gonna rinse and repeat until it stops working. And that way, the big thing to understand here is that my risk stays put. My risk is already at a set point, and my risk doesn't move. It's very set. I'm not going to change my risk once I'm in the trade, because I think in order for this to maintain good risk reward, I have to keep my risk at a very set, defined level, and I can't move it. I have on the demo account, I have 240K. Yeah, 100% Everett. It definitely has an edge in the market for sure. The VWAP fade has always had an edge for the most part. There's certain weeks and certain months where the VWAP fade does not work as well as it did, but typically, on average, the VWAP fade has a pretty decent edge in the market. And you can see that that's mostly what I trade. And like I said, I'm on a 13-day green streak. I think it might be a 12-day green streak. I'll have to go back and count. But, it's given me a pretty decent edge in the market. And even if I upload my stats here, let me try to upload my stats. Just for the competition so far. Let me see if it allows me to do that. I mean, here is my, this is my graph from before the competition. So this is what I looked like before the competition. And yeah, I mean, like I said, been one of the better months I've had trading. And, nice, decent gain. But for the competition, let me see if I can upload what I traded like. I just want to see, I don't want to delete these trades. I would rather, if I can mute these trades just so I can look at a certain graph here. I don't know if I can do that. If anybody knows TraderView, let me know. What's up, Felix? Hey, well, good luck, Netron. You got this, brother. You got this, man. Hey, appreciate the new sub, Ben. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it, man. All right. Yeah, it's kind of storming here, though. It's kind of storming here in Texas right now. Yeah, it's pouring down rain. What's up, man?
What up?
What's up, bro? Hold on. All right, we got Mitch here, guys. There we go. That's better.
All right. Good morning, trades. What's the deal? Ready to have another 400 plus day? Let's do it. It's part of my new goals. I'm just trying to stick to at least 400 on the plus side.
Yeah, I got you, Tom. Hold on one second, man. Yeah, all right. Like two-way says, RBZ is spiking up to 560s. 560. Really nice move on RBZ. I believe this one's tradable as well. I'm in Texas, Thrash. Yeah, bro. I mean, I live in Texas, man. I'm in Houston, or around Houston.
What's up? What's up, two-way? Heard you bringing that good news. And one of the things I love about two-way is that he tries to pay attention to the news catalysts that I love the most, which are SEC reports, or let's say stock offerings, stuff that you can find off those reports.
Yep. Hold it down, Mitch. I'm gonna run to the.
Yeah.
Go run and grab something. A&F looks alright. It's just down a lot. Abercrombie and Fitch. I just don't know about the health of the company. Listen, I grew up in the 90s, and the early 2000s is when I was a teenager. Not the early 2000s. Realistically, the mid to late 2000s. But, yeah, so basically I grew up in the Abercrombie and Fitch era, you know. And so, with that said, though, it's been a long time. I think Abercrombie had their run, and, yeah, I mean, I just don't know the viability of Abercrombie and Fitch anymore, man. But hey, I don't want to dissuade you from making your own trades. Not an investment professional here, not liable for any losses or gains. You always got to make your own assessment of the market. Not really much of a long-term investor. I'm more of a day trader. But yeah, bitch, hold it down, brother. I'll be right back. And once I get back, Tom, I'll explain that strategy again on CGC.
All right. Let's see what I see. I see solely. All right. Important level for solely 1750s and 1728. Those are the levels I want to see break down before I'm looking to short this. All right. Dang it. Kind of accidentally closed my charts there. So how's everybody doing today? What's your top stop? Yeah, one of the stocks that I'm looking at to rebound today, Max R. Traded this one early in the week, or was it Friday last week? I believe it was Friday. Yeah, it was pretty crazy last night. I was up late, just watching some Bloomberg TV, and there's some crazy stuff happening in the market. There's definitely some uncertainty with credit, corporate credit coming into call, and some worries there. Of course, we continue to have trade wars with China. That's definitely not improving the economy. And what we're running into is kind of a moment where I feel like the feds are going to start jumping in and trying to control the growth. With that control of growth, and then certain things like trade wars all those things could have an impact on the economy itself, and we could be having a pullback in equities. Of course, this is long-term thinking. Doesn't have to do anything with today, but just something to watch. Now, Mr. Chart's bringing up technology coming back. I do agree that there is some that can come back. They've been hit pretty hard and could bounce back.
Yep.
Now, the question with these is they got hit pretty hard right before the end of the year last year and have been rebounding since about pretty much January. And now we're getting that rebound. And then it failed as soon as we got that Kiwa news and further sanctions on China and tariffs. And then China trying to fight back.
All right, all right. Let's do this. Let's do this, guys. So yeah, day 3 of the competition. Got to take my swings today. But yeah, man, I'm slowly starting to realize I'm definitely more of an active trader. You know, I'm slowly starting to realize that. I've just been doing better actively. You know, I used to trade once or twice per day, and you know, kind of that was it. Now that I've been trading more than that, I've been doing much better. I mean,
well, you got to understand the reasoning behind it because it can seem very misleading. It's not that you're trading more and that's why you're doing better. It's because you're sticking to a system and you're taking more trades in that random distribution.
right.
That's all it is. Think about it as probability. Don't think about it as, hey, it's just because I'm taking bigger sizing and more trades. The more trades part falls into the distribution of the randomness of your edge. So if you take more trades, if you take 10 trades a day, the randomness should kind of weigh out more on the accuracy than, let's say, if you took 2 trades a day.
Right. The same to another way to explain this is like in poker, you can actually have an edge in poker, right? But short-term variance will hit you, you know. And the way to combat short-term variance is just to play more, you know, because in the end, if you actually have an edge, then that will present itself. And so, same thing with trading. In the end, you're gonna have some short-term variance in trading, but the way to combat that is just to trade more. In my case, and that makes sense. And so we'll see. Probably not going to trade like this in my real account, but it's been working on my demo account.
I mean, there's no reason not to trade like this. The real key is you got to understand, am I a trader that can stick to a system? Am I a trader that can be
the bell.
consistent? And as long as you can answer the question, yes, that I can be consistent, I can focus on my system and execute it, there's no reason not to trade more.
Yep. All right, there's the bell. RBZ pushing up some. We got SOLY dropping some. We got, what was the other one that was moving today, guys? ONVO? No. ONCS? Maybe. All right, so yeah, so just to explain my strategy really quick to what's his name who was asking about it. I've been slowly taking advantage of this range here. So you can see the range in between the VWAP and those previous top right there. And so I've been slowly scaling into it. The top of the range is right here. And so I've been slowly scaling into it, starting about right here for a VWAP fade and getting my full sizing in about right there. And then maintaining that set risk. And so by the time I hit my entry point up here, then I'm already in a pretty big sizing and I can take profits a little bit quicker is how I've been approaching it, if that makes sense. So it's a VWAP fade, but it's just entering a VWAP fade a little bit earlier and slowly and scaling into it with much larger sizing is what I've been doing. All right, AMD. Let's see the moving average crossover strategy today. All right, we are getting a crossover on the VWAP, but it's not the actual crossover yet. Um, Let me hit the record button, so I'm actually recording this one. All right, we got SE popping up on my scanners here. We got
With a
Soli.
bounce straight to
Yep,
resistance up there
so,
already 19.
Soli up.
AMRN looks good. Just putting that out there for you, John.
SQ as well. SQ, Roku.
Yeah, I'd watch AMRN for pullback today. Had a big green bar yesterday.
All right, guys.
All right, looking to maybe get in here. AMRN comes up to VWAP.
All right, so we did get the moving average crossover on AMD. Uh,
Good
all right,
rip there.
I'm in with 500.
Yeah,
I'm in with 500 shares on this moving average crossover. I'm just getting my feet wet with this first trade. It's
I
the
like it. It's a good trade. The tech stocks are all bouncing back.
I mean, it's a short position, but it's the moving average crossover.
AMD?
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean it's a very
And that
small.
up. SWKS. Spies up.
Yeah, I mean it's a very small position, so I'll be all right no matter what.
Ooh, not getting filled there so far in AMRN. Looking for a bounce here.
I'm gonna let it test the half dollar. If it breaks the half dollar, I'm just gonna jump out of this one. But I got my feet wet. That's the big thing. We still got some time. I'm only down 65
Yeah,
bucks.
SPY ripping pretty well
All right,
there.
I'm out. $80 loss, which is fine. Like I said, very small position relative to what I'm gonna try to get into. And yeah, the moving average crossover, it just didn't work today. I'm looking at AMRN though. I do like that one.
I like that one and AENPH.
All right, I'm in with 1,000 shares on AMRN. Should be fun. Here we
There you
go.
go.
Quick drop down to 65s. Let's see if we can get that spread to even out a little bit as the goal. I
Hold for
took
a
half
second.
off there.
You might
Got
get a
five.
nice flush.
Well, I got 500 left. I'm just gonna hold this little 500.
Okay.
And then I'm just really gonna let this work. See if we get a much bigger breakdown here.
Yeah, with AMRN, a lot of times we don't get the quick move back to VWAP. So I like to let it go to the low day.
Right. That's what I'm gonna look for. Roku breaking down here too. Big breakdown. We're getting some drops. I'm gonna give it that time. I mean, I'm just looking for it to even out now. It may bounce here. That's the only problem with it, but it did its job so far. I'll let this last little bit work. There goes AMD. AMD just really choppy though. That's the problem with it. It's just super choppy for AMD. All right, there's 54s.
Yeah. This is where I wanted you to take that first.
All right, I'm out. First trade. That's okay. I got out. It was a decent gain. I made about 200 bucks on it, and so now I have a little bit of gains on the day. Who the fuck is
Glad I
that?
was able to at least call that one out, get you started.
Somebody's knocking on my door. It's like it's 8:30 in the morning. Who is knocking on my door? Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Somebody's knocking on my door in the rain early in the morning. It's the electrician.
Oof. Down to the 30s there. So I was kind of hoping John was going to hold a little bit more.
I mean, I got
but
out
I
of
understand.
I got out of
Thousand
I got out
shares
of
position
yeah
are kind of hard to hold through on the
yeah.
first move.
I mean, I got out at around 40, so I got out at a pretty decent spot, I think, for that one.
Yeah, no, I think the numbers you got out, I just would have done an like maybe 300 shares on that first sell, saved 700 shares for the big move, especially since you're trying to get that big gain.
Right.
You
Yeah.
take 1/3.
Right. I mean, no, you're 100% right. And I just gotta. I'm looking at Roku at this point, and I'm also looking at Kron for a possible VWAP bounce here. I like Kron with the VWAP bounce with a risk of like
Yeah.
40.
So I think it's good to take 1/4 or 1/3 position off, and then try to get that next part on the big game, at least for when you're trying to extend.
Yep. All right, I'm
But it
looking at.
was
It wasn't bad.
easy.
Yeah.
It just didn't get up to my view at on tests, but
All right, so I'm in Kron with 1,000 shares so far. I'll slowly scale up to it if it gets down to 45, and then I'll keep that 40 level as my risk. There we go.
okay.
We'll see. Gotta get the spread to even out a little bit, but I don't hate it. I can scale into this one fairly comfortably. AMRN's back. Yeah, see, that's kind of why I took my profits there. You can see AMRN's right back to the VWAP, and it doesn't look bad
Well, I
here
mean,
as well.
that's the move you're expecting.
Right,
You're expecting it to come back.
for sure.
So
All right, so we're getting a little bit of a bounce in Kron. The goal here is to see if it breaks that high of the day. That's what we want to see with it. We also have Roku pulling back. AMD's just looking super weak right now. 58.
all right, got it started there. AMRN.
I'm looking at AMD at this point too. I'll try to manage both of them. I don't know if I like this drop for. All right, AMD. I barely missed it, man. I was trying to get in with 1,000 shares of AMD, and I'll still consider it if it can get up. If the ask can get up to 38 or so. I like AMD too if it can get up to 38 or so. It's at 28. So it's got to get up about 10 more cents. There's 31s. 33s. I'm going to take this moving average crossover study off. There we go. So we're going to drop here for Kron. Gotta be careful because if the overall market drops, it could be worse. I gotta get some hotkeys set up. Roku, nice little wash there. I think this is kind of the make or break it level for Kron. AMD, I just missed it.
Yeah,
DKS had a nice little VWAP bounce there. Still early though. All right, there's a drop for CRON. Getting pretty close to my risk level for Cron. My risk level's right there at like 42 or so. We'll see if it gives me that bounce. If not, I can just jump out.
Let's see if we get a good move here in AMRN. They want it above 76 risk. And for it to come flushing right back down. There you go. Let's get some weight.
Much better for Cron. There we go.
Be careful, AMRN can come back.
All right, there we go. There's a bounce back for Cron. Maybe I should have added to it there, but I'll take it. There's 55. Not bad to build up a little bit of cushion in this account, but there we go. 57s. I'll see if we get that high that daybreak on Cron right here. Take a little bit off of Cron here. Also looking at Roku. I don't hate Roku for a VWAP fade. But yeah, definitely realizing I'm much better as an active trader for sure. I can consider SQ here as well. That's my risk for SQ. 90s or so. A little bit too late for it. It's looking better for you for AMRN. It's got that maintaining that range. That looks a lot better. Later, hero. Have a good day, brother.
All right, let's see if AMRN can crack these 60s again. Give me a good big gain.
Yeah, man. That's what I said. It's looking a lot better for you. Now that it rejected at that top, it's put in like 4 tops right around 1874.
Three touches.
So you got a triple top.
It's already defined risk. And now you can just either let it crack the 60.
Yep.
I took some profit at least, so I have 64 already. But
Okay.
there
Yep.
you go. Little crack there. 50.
Little flush. Yeah, I'm looking at Roku here. Um,
All right, having an order to cover 200 at 1852.
looks good, man.
There you
Looks really
go.
good right now. Beautiful fade right there, brother. Now
All
it's really
right,
washing up.
covered 400 shares.
Nice. Nice work.
All right, now I got 136 on the name.
All right, I'm looking at Roku. I like Roku here. I'm also looking at SQ potentially as well for a short position. Um, considering SQ here. All right, I'm in SQ with 500 shares. If it slowly squeezes up to 63.80, I'll consider adding to it. But yeah, your trade looks really good right there, man.
Right, covering 300 shares at 1844.
All right, I'm looking at Roku here. I'm going to short 500 shares of Roku. Maybe add some more once it gets up to this VWAP level. All right, so I added 1,000 shares to this Roku trade. It's a pretty big trade on my end, but we'll let it work. Kron actually broke down pretty nicely right there. I'm not liking SQ as much here. I'm going to get out of SQ because I got to manage this Roku trade, which is going against me pretty big here. It's up to 66. I still don't hate it with a risk of around 80s, but it's squeezing up big. I'll give it some time, but it's getting pretty close to my risk. Got to take my swings, though. Getting pretty close to my exit here. All right, I'm out. Roughly $500 loss. Just got squeezed down on that one. Now, maybe I'm thinking about SQ again. Like I said, though, I got to take my swings today. So, I think I got out of that one at the right time. But I gotta do what I gotta do.
You still in Cron?
Yes,
All right. Might be able to have a potential ad at 51 if it comes back.
for
If
sure. I'll
it does
consider
break
that
through
too.
here, I would just let it go.
Well, we're getting a lot of squeeze ups.
And I'm looking at the cannabis stocks themselves, and you're all getting kind of those bull flag breakouts. You got to
Yep.
see them pull back and hold at resistance.
Yeah. I mean, I'm down around 300 on the day, but it's pretty small potatoes with all things considered. Um, Maybe I got faked out for Roku there,
Yeah, it
but
happens.
yeah,
You
but it
still have
happens.
300 shares of AMRN.
But yeah, I think we got to make our swings, and I think that's kind of what we got to do here for the competition.
Just set your max loss for the day right now.
Yeah, if I have a losing day, it's okay. Yeah,
Yeah, 500 down, maybe even 1,000 down is all right. Nothing more
yeah,
than that.
for sure. That's about what I'm thinking too.
Yep. Don't worry, there's plenty more stocks to trade.
Oh no, I'm not worried at all, man. Like I said, it's small potatoes, man. Like the goal of this competition is to make as much as you can as fast as you can, and so it's like I'm gonna
You
have to take some risk.
you should be up a lot more. The only thing is that you sized up on the next couple trades. AMRN, you knocked it out the park.
Right.
So just focus, and you got this.
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm alright. I'm looking at maybe scaling back into Roku here. I like Roku right here, actually, after this fake out. Because it has that super defined risk level. And so I'm in with another 500 shares on Roku. And I'm going to look to take advantage of it here. We'll see what we get, but that's kind of what I'm looking at now. My plan is to slowly scale into this one up to around 92. It looks a lot weaker. And I think I might have gotten scared out of the first trade I was in with it. We put in that top too, but I'm just in with 500 shares now. It also has this resistance above it here is what I'm looking at now.
Here we
Let's call this
go.
resistance.
Get into the low of day.
There we go. That's much better with Roku. I'm gonna let this build up, try to get a larger gain here from it. There's 30s. I'm gonna let it work here though. Potentially add to it on bounces. There's 27s, 20s, 18s. Beautiful here. I'm gonna go ahead and get
Beautiful
out of a
move
little
for
bit
me.
there.
Look at her go.
All right, so I got out of half of my Roku position. Definitely redeemed myself a little bit. Made about $200 on this one. So still roughly break even on the day after all of this. We'll see. But got faked out the first move. Noticed
All
it the
right,
second move.
guys. Taking 100 more at 1833. So that's 100 more at the low of the day. It's exactly what we target in the VWAP fade strategy. And we got a full VWAP fade here. Now we're going to look to see if it's going to break down through the 1830s and give me a big reward. Already up 251 on the day.
Nice, brother. Killing it, man.
I like EMPH.
I jumped out of Kron, and I think it was the right move to get out of it. It just seemed like it was about to wash out. So happy with that one. Also, CGC, I'm looking at for a VWAP bounce potential here. I don't mind scaling back into Roku here if I need to. Alright, so I jumped that back in with another 250 shares for Roku. So I scaled back into my sizing here. You're gonna see if it can wash back down, which is what I was looking for. There we go. Ah, it popped up just too quick for me, man. I can add my sizing back. All right, so there's I added my sizing back. Yeah, I barely got out a little bit early, or a little bit late, and I missed out on it. But like I said, I can slowly scale back into this one. I really don't mind doing that. Up to about that $half level, and then maintain that level as my maximum risk here, is what I'm looking at. All right, I jumped back in with another 500 shares here. I'm in with 1,000 of Roku now. Let's see what my entry is. My entry is, oh man, it got squeezed up quick, which is okay. Kind of the worst case scenario here for this one. Wow. I gotta get ready to cover here, guys. All right, I got out. Just on worst case scenario there for that squeeze. No, I'm here. Sorry. I was trying to manage that trade, but yeah, worst case scenario there for that squeeze for Roku, which it is what it is. I could also consider AMR in here, but I still have to keep my max loss a little bit easier. But yeah, that squeeze on AMR or on Roku was worst case scenario. I was doing so well today too, man, but it is what it is. I gotta just be careful. The max loss in these competitions is 3,500, and so I just gotta be careful here. What's the market doing? I think the market's probably gonna be squeezing up right now. Yeah, the SPY was pushing up some is what happened. But that one hurts for this competition. I'm looking at AMD now. Alright, so I'm in AMD with 1,000 shares. Don't mind getting into this one a little bit. I got to keep my risk roughly around 37 or so. But yeah, that was probably the biggest squeeze I've seen today for Roku. Look at this squeeze up, guys. This is what caught me on this one. This monster squeeze up quickly. Can everybody hear me? You should be able to hear me. Alright, so yeah, you guys see me with this loss. Ugh, it hurt. Maybe I got a little stubborn with it, but luckily it's just a competition account. But man, that one was tough. All right, AMD squeezing, and this is right around my risk level of like 36 or so. Roku might pull a red to green move, but I think a lot of stuff is squeezing up in the market right now with the overall SPY being so bullish.
I
Right.
just missed my entry by 2 or 3 cents in EMPH. Let it go.
Yeah, dude, I got squeezed up massively for like 1,000.
$1,000 loss.
Yeah, about 800, but it's okay.
Yeah. Hey,
I still got, you
have to
know,
follow the day.
right. Well, I mean, I still have my max loss. Your daily max loss in this competition is 3,500.
Yeah, you just
So
gotta
like,
keep yourself in the game though.
right.
Remember, you have a 12,000 max loss, but don't ruin it in one day.
Yep.
You just gotta focus. Say today, maybe I traded some stocks that I should have been a little bit better selective.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not really too upset with how I traded. Like, what squeezed me up is a very rare occurrence with VWAP fades. Like, if you look at this Roku squeeze, that thing was just massive really quickly, and so I'm guessing something happened with it, but it squeezed up from the VWAP ridiculously quick, and so I'm not really upset with how I traded it. Maybe I got a little stubborn at the end, you know, but I think it was a decent trade. Are you still in AMRN?
Yeah, still in, brother. I like to
Looks great.
stay in for the long run.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks good for AMRN for sure.
Yeah, that's why uh, I think you were doing really well. You recognized the VWAP fade right out the open. I think what you forgot was kind of holding for a sec. Um,
Yeah, for sure.
I think AMRN could have been that stock that you did that 1,000 share position. You took 500 off, maybe even 200 off at that 40 level, saved yourself 200, added about 600 back, and kind of did that scale in, scale out method. You could have been in this stock still.
Yep. Nah, missed it. It is what it is. All right, so we're gonna squeeze up on AMD. Let's see. All right, so I only have 2,000 shares of this one, but we're gonna see. I don't hate it, but a lot of other stuff is getting squeezed up too.
IOVA slowly going up there. Watching that one. Yeah, it's like I said, the tech stocks were bouncing back. AMD just kind of did that fake out, and the spot is holding.
Yeah, I gotta be careful with AMD here, but
Shorting it.
I think yeah, I think what I think happened, like I think Roku's range was much larger than a lot of these other stocks, right? So like Roku squeezed me up like $1 really quickly, and so that put me down really quickly, and so it's just had a larger range, which is kind of goes back to the importance of analyzing the range, and since it's the competition, you know, I'm trading a little bit differently, but I think that is what ultimately happened. Was it was a little bit larger range than I had been trading earlier. At the same time, though, I think I needed to take my shot regardless, and so yeah, it is what it is. I'm liking AMD a lot more here now, though.
What was that pre-market stock that we could trade? RBZ, I think it was.
Yeah, I think we can trade it. I'm not 100% sure. I think we can.
She liked the chart. Oh,
Yeah, RBZ isn't tradable. Yeah, so we did get a little bit of a washout here for AMD. Looking a little bit better. All right, so I'm in with 3,000 shares of AMD. The reason I'm in it because it has all this resistance above and it's a pretty tight risk. So I'll try to give it that time to break down. The reward target here is really around 28.12 is where I would like to take profits, at least some. I could probably take 1,000 off um, as it continues to drop, but we'll see if we can milk some out of it here. Oh my gosh. I was in 3,000 shares and I jumped out of it. I was not trying to actually jump out of it. I was actually trying to jump out of it with only 1,000 shares because I actually like AMD here for the breakdown, but it is what it is. I accidentally got out of the whole position. Hey, at least it was a green trade. I made $100 something on it.
Seen IOVA get active. It's gonna break the high of day on the daily chart. Or the
I'm
high
looking at.
on the daily.
Yeah, I could consider adding back to AMD here. Alright, so I jumped in with 1,000 back on AMD because it's back to my entry level, so it might not be that bad. I'm also looking at CGC.
Did you get some gains back?
I, I accidentally got out. I made about $100 and something on AMD. I accidentally jumped out too early. I was trying to scale out of it some. I had 3,000 shares, and I ended up jumping out of the full size on accident. Frustrating,
We
but
ripped.
could have been worse.
So we ripped out.
All right, I'm looking at CGC here as well. I'm going to buy 1,000 of CGC and look to kind of slowly scale into this one a little bit more as it drops is what I'm looking at. All right, AMD, I got to be very careful here. I don't want to get caught in a squeeze like Roku, so I'm going to be very prepared to exit AMD if it goes against me. Hopefully it gets weak here and flushes, but I'm going to give it that time.
Phone just died.
That's always fun. Yeah, Soli's going crazy. I tend to stay away from Soli though, just because low float, crazy moves. Probably good potential gains, but halted potential as well, which could immediately eliminate me from the competition. So AMD is looking a little bit more bullish here, so I think I gotta be very careful with it. I'm only got 1,000 shares at this point, so it's kind of small potatoes, but it's looking more bullish for sure.
All right, looking for HIV to do a VBOT rejection. VWAP rejection in HIBB. Needed to come to VWAP here or close to it.
While we got a minute, if anybody's interested in actually using the same broker that Mitch and I use, go check out TradeNet. A lot of cool stuff comes with TradeNet packages. The intro account is currently, I think, 350 here. I gotta probably get out of AMD here. Uh, the intro account, I think, is currently 350. It might be 375 or 400, but it comes with 14,000 in buying power to trade with. There's also no PDT rules, so you can day trade as much as you want. You can also short IPOs and do a lot of other cool stuff, and it comes with a trading course, access to a trading chat room, and a lot of other cool stuff. And so if you're interested in checking that out, I'll post that link here as well. It's the broker that Mitch and I use, and like I've said before, I don't think anywhere else in the trading world can a new trader get access to that much buying power, the ability to actually short stocks, and no PDT rule. I don't think anywhere else in the trading world can you find that. And so, like I said, if you're interested in checking that out, there's the link.
All right, for you guys looking for longs, I'm seeing QCOM set up really well. Great support there at 66.40s. I think it's already starting to break out here. You got SWKS, MU, AMAT. This tech stock's looking all strong.
Sold half of my CGC position right around the high of the day. Um,
You know, it's one that's really impressed me is ARRY. That stock is still going up.
the SPY, pulling back to the VWAP here, make it a little glitchy, is what it seems.
Going to take a shot here in AMRN to knock it down some more. I think it's going to come down and flush through the low of the day. Yep. There we go. We got some pressure there. I'm going to hit my ad there. Now my average is 53s, 53 fives. We had the last high at 54. So we're going to set a stop at 54.
Yeah, sorry, Mitch. I usually would put you up, brother, but since the competition, it's a little bit more active day. You know what I mean? Here, let me.
It's all good.
Okay.
Just making that real moolah.
All right, there we go. Nice squeeze up for CGC. Beautiful move here. Gonna take see if we get a nice push over this high of the day. That's what we're looking for. I'm gonna give it that time to actually work here. Yeah, the crazy thing is I think I have much more green trades than I do red today, but that one trade was just bad risk reward on me. At least I gotta recognize that. All right, we gotta squeeze up for CGC. There we go. Beautiful. I took half off there. Still holding 250 shares left. Yeah, look at that, man. If that Roku trade screwed me over, man. I got let's see, 1, 2, 3. 3 out of 3. But definitely my fault there for Roku. Should have analyzed the range.
right? Getting a little move up here in AMRN. Just got to see it hold 50s. 54 is my out here.
It's still holding ELTK. I mean, it's kind of a little swingy here at these highs. Ideally, I'd like to see it push up to test the $0.50 at 43.50, but not bad. Get some momentum here. It should. Yep. See if we get that squeeze up that we're looking for.
All right, out. All right, guys. AMRN getting squeeze volume. Getting squeezes.
So it's a killer trade on you, brother. Nice work. Yeah, I mean, I'm just trading a little bit different for this competition, so it's just a little bit different trading. Not bad. Like, I don't do bad here, but this is my first losing day. Yeah, and like I'll let CGC hold this 43.30 level, and if it breaks under really 24, I'll get out. But yeah, I'm just kind of trying to take it slow to a certain extent, and give these strategies a little bit of time to work. Kron doesn't look bad for a possible rejection here with a pretty tight risk of like 55. Hey, nice, Dylan. Congrats, brother. Gonna look at a CGC. Kron. The only problem is that I'm longing Kron right now, and that Kron is a cannabis stock just like CGC is. So I don't necessarily want to long one and short the other in the cannabis sector, even though it's kind of setting up for a VWAP projection for Kron. I'm definitely gonna stay away from Roku for the rest of the day because that one just went nuts after it broke highs there. Yeah, I was paralyzed in that Roku trade. I was just stuck in that thing. I was just watching it squeeze up. There was nothing I could do. Like a deer in headlights with that thing, man.
Trade that was a close miss, but a great fade was EMPH, now down to 1527s there from all the way up at 1580s. 60-cent move there.
What's the SPY doing right now? It's kind of bouncing. I really thought about Kron here too. I like the resistance above it because I can use like 54 as my risk, and so it's just really tight risk there. It's like 5 cents, so I'll risk $50 on that. That's fine. just don't really like CGC up here. I'm going to just get out this last little remaining share so I can focus on my main trade right now, on a few of these trades. ELTK, man. People, a lot of people talking about ELTK. Whoa. And I see why. Crazy, crazy move for ELTK here. Just a ridiculous move there. I got in with another 1,000 on Kron. Gonna look to take advantage of that VWAP rejection. Very tight risk. But man, look at ELTK, man. Just look at that one go, bro. Crazy move there. Yeah, AMRN.
Tradable, don't even want to look at it.
Yeah. AMRN may have faked you out there.
No, I mean, it came back to VWAP.
Right.
I set up for the breakdown. Either it was going to break down or I was going to get out my trade. I could get out my trade with 233. I'm already okay with that profit. I'm just trying to extend it and get to 400, which is my goal. If I get to 400, then I can just end the day with one trade. You can end the day with one trade. I mean, hey, you take that and you go ahead and you leave.
Right.
This is one of the real focuses, This is a real account, so I can't be kind of just risking it. I noticed I even pulled back on the over trading, even though it did go it did go well when I can trade, 4, 5, 6 times a day. I still don't think that's the best way to trade. It's just
For sure.
it's going to be really hard to stay consistent over time. I think there's certain days you can trade strongly when you're in the zone, but there's certain days you got to know when to call it. And also there's certain days where if things aren't looking the best, why not just stay in the stock that you had, keep the gain that you had, and keep building your account versus trying to, get it in the big gains like the competition, let's say.
Right. For sure. Definitely not as sustainable. Trading a bunch.
Yeah, it'll bring you back to earth. You can win once, twice, maybe even 3 times in a row, and it could be just luck. So you got to really stick to the system. As long as you're sticking to a system, then you can continue trading.
Yep. Nice, Netron. Hey, congrats, brother. With only 100 shares, that's a nice gain, man. For just 100 shares, brother. So keep killing it, man. Nice work. All right, so Kron's looking a little bit better here. We'll see. I like this breakdown. Definitely looking a lot better.
It doesn't look bad, brother. This is the third down. You just want to see it hold the support. Definitely probably not get underneath that 38.
Yep.
But if it holds here at 40s, that would be a good sign.
Yeah, for sure. I might add to it up to the $0.50 and then keep that previous
I would have the
55, 54.
My suggestion to have that mentality on that if it does go for the breakout above that $0.50, then you go for that nice big win.
Well, I'm short.
When did you get short on it? At the VWAP?
At 48. Yeah.
48?
Right around
All
the
right.
VWAP.
What's your risk right now? 54?
Yep. Reward is 35.
So you want to actually see the support break down here at the 40s.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I say. I can add to it up to the VWAP if it continues to push up. And that's fine if it does. But I just need to maintain that risk of 53 or so, 54. And so if I can maintain that and it stays underneath it, it's a little bit better. But we'll see. We're getting a pop up here. Today just might not be the best day for fades. I've seen a few fake out. We got a few originally at the open, but I still got lots of room here. And that's the big thing. This account, for the competition, you can lose 12K. And so you can't lose over 3,500. But the point I need to tell myself is that I still have a lot of room here, and I can't just get frustrated on a losing day and just quote go for it, because that's how people lose accounts, and that's how I've done it before. I think everybody's probably done that before, and so I gotta just now that I know, I didn't even know about the $3,500 max loss before, but now I do. Now that you know, that's gonna come into play, I think. And we're at 49. Like I said, I don't hate adding to it here, but we'll see. You know. And while we're sitting here, like I said, if anybody wants to, hey, nice Jeremiah. Hey brother, I'm just now seeing you in the chat, man. Hey brother, happy to have you here, man. Congrats though, you've been doing well, man. But yeah, we'll see what we get. Oh, like I said, if anybody wants to actually use the same broker that Mitch and I use, go check out TradeNet. I think they might still have their sale going on. If they don't, it's like $500, maybe $400. And with that, you get 14,000 in buying power to trade with. So you can trade with actually 14K in buying power. There's also no PDT rules, so you can day trade as much as you want. Plus, there's actually a shorting ability. So I don't think anywhere else in the trading world can new traders invest so little and actually be able to short with so much buying power. And I think it makes a ton of sense, because I think most new traders are going to lose their first account regardless of anything. And so at least with TradeNet, it's just a much cheaper option and allows traders to really take the time to learn how to trade. Because with my normal account, commissions are like $4 for a round trip if you use less than like 200 or 300 shares. If you use less than that, it's like $3 or $4 total for a complete round trip. Ridiculously cheap, and that allows new traders to trade slow and to actually trade with small sizing to take the time to learn how to trade. And so if you want to check them out, here's the link. I can post that. Great way to help support the channel as well. Yeah, 100%. And people hate on it, but I think there's a lot of huge benefits to it, Mike. A lot of huge benefits. Like I said, I think most new traders are going to lose anyway, and that's just something they need to have reasonable expectations with. Like I said, it allows them to really take the time to learn how to trade, and I don't think anywhere else in the trading world can you do that with no PDT rule, and you can actually short stocks on TradeNet. So there's some edges to be found there for sure. But man, what a way to end my 12-day green streak, man. The day's not over yet, but man, what a way to end it. You know, I don't know if it was 12 or 13. I'll have to go back and count, but it's been over 2 weeks of trading, all straight green days, no losing days. It's fun though, because I did it all live. That's the fun part. Like, I did it all live. You know, I know a lot of other people talk about green streaks, but they don't actually do it live like Mitch and I. You know, they post their video afterward, like, oh, look how much money I made. Yeah, prove it. All right, Kron's being stubborn. It's probably getting to that time where it's getting a little bit earlier or a little bit later in the day, and so we'll see. Hey, thanks, Mike. Yeah, man. The day's not over, though. We'll see if I can make a ridiculous comeback here, but I'm not going to go for it in order to do that. I'm just going to trade my patterns, and if it comes, it comes. While I'm sitting in this Kron trade, somebody play the Jeopardy music. Don't actually do it. I'm just kidding. Don't do it, bitch. Don't actually do it. Copyright. Don't actually do it. I hear you clicking over there, bro. I hear you. Don't do it. You know?
I literally just started clicking just so you could react.
Yeah. All right, so we're getting a little bit of a squeeze up here.
Yeah. Don't get mad at me if I long you're short.
Hey, man. Do what you need to do, bro. You know?
Yeah, it's holding very longish, bullish pattern to me.
Well, we'll see. Plus the spy. Well, really, the spy's ripping. That's uh, a bigger red flag. I think is just the spy ripping plus CGC's running. And so like we'll see, but it put in a higher low as well, so it's not looking that great for me. I'll let it go to my risk, but no, can't say I'm super duper confident in this one. And yes, I did just use the phrase super duper. Don't judge. Don't hate. There we go.
Nice rejection there.
Yep. All right. Well, there we go. There's 46. Hold on, guys.
All right.
All right.
I have a starter here in IOVA.
For long or short?
Short. Been seeing it reject, reject, reject. Have an ability to risk here. Uh, 11 cents here.
All right. So we're at the bottom of the range here for Kron. We'll see. We'll see what we get. Yeah, just like you said, I'm kind of more of a long. I have more of a long view on that one for IOVA. I think it could be a VWAP bounce. It depends on where you bought it, though. I think it could be decent short as well, down to like the VWAP or so. Doesn't look bad either.
Only got in with 400 shares on this one just to minimize the risk.
Yeah, I mean, we do have the SPY squeezing up pretty big here. SPY breaking highs. And
Yeah,
so,
the SPY breaking down, I would look for tech stocks like QCOM,
AMD.
SWKS, AMAT, MU, AMD. Those are the stocks that I would look to continue going.
Yeah, SPY's climbing back. It's up to 280 just about.
Yeah, like one I like is SWKS. It's a bigger stock, but I could see that one going long and then long for about $1 or 70 cents. So the risk in that one is only 24 cents for a 70 cents gain.
For which one?
On SWKS. I like that one for the flaggish, and it has that support right underneath it at that 69.12. I would try to get close to that 69.12 so that you can risk right underneath it at 69.07. The reason I got short on IOVA really was I saw a 40,000 share position get in there at that 84 level, and it to me looked like a low volume stock trying to break out on the daily chart, but really getting shorted big time by a big cat, and it's like holding up on the resistance. Either going to break him out of the trade, or it's going to come down and find some more volume and just start knocking down levels. So it's not a bad trade for the reward potential. Just got to stick to the risk. You got to stick to risk whenever you take any of these high day shorts.
Yep. Yeah, I nailed a few of those decent ones like that last week on Cron. It's the edge in those are definitely like positive risk reward. I think the accuracy might even be a little bit lower, but the risk reward definitely compensates for it with those high of the day shorts and those low of the day bounces, because you can effectively use that previous high or low of the day as your risk, and then in turn your risk and reward's pretty decent, all things considered.
Okay, well, APHA broke down. You might get your breakdown in Cron.
Yeah, it's looking better.
Yeah, it looks a lot better. I see that up up one, down one, up two, down two, up three rejection at 51. It shouldn't get above 51 now, and then should break down through your 43 level right here.
Right. Yeah,
Start
I'm gonna
making
see.
its way towards that 30 35 mark.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if we can get down to 40, where I'll take some off. I got 2,000 shares, so it's like I got a decent amount. I can take 1,000 off at like 40 or so. There's 43s. See if it actually follows through down to the 40 level. I'll give it some time. Market pulled back big here too. That's definitely gonna affect it, I think. Just guess that's a tight range for Kron's. The only problem with it. Like I said, I'm looking for 40 here is what I want to see. It's bouncing here, so it's kind of so-so for right now.
That boy Dylan said, "Bless you, boy."
Yeah, I saw that. Over there being courteous, you know?
There you go. Looking good for me now. Just needed to break down through the 70s.
Yeah. I like that one down to the VWAP for like a nice little bounce play. SPY really pulling back here. All the way back down to the VWAP again.
Yeah, that's why I did that turnaround. It's like, fooled you, making you look.
Yeah. Almost had you.
It's one of those days. I think there's a lot of uncertainty in the market right now, guys. That's one thing I'll put out there for sure. There's a
Yeah.
lot of uncertainty in where the market's heading in the next 2 or 3 months. Last year we had a kind of a lot, what I would say an anomaly. We don't usually have a bad December or a bad November. Last year we actually did get kind of not the best trading conditions
Right. For sure.
in
Yeah.
November and December. So let's see what happens this year.
Yeah, usually we get a bullish September or no, we get a bullish winter because of all the holidays that come up around that time, and so a lot of traders and investors specifically are super bullish. But yeah, like you said, man, this winter was not as slow. We didn't actually have as much volatility overall in the market that we usually do. Like a lot of people don't even trade right now. A lot of people simply trade when the market is the most volatile from like I'd say probably like September to January is when they a lot of times they trade. But again, the market's just been kind of you know a little dull. I'm gonna go ahead and add to this one another 1,000, and with 3,000 shares, gonna take my swing with it. We'll see.
All right, guys. Looks like IOVA pushed up there a little bit. It's wicking past my level. So what I did now to respect myself is I put a stop out there. The stop will get me out. I have it at 87, which is my original risk, and I'm just gonna hold at that point. If it gets above that, I'll take a $50 loss. At the end of the day, I'm up 233 in the day. Just giving myself an opportunity to see if this stock will break down. And that's all we do as traders. We give ourselves the setup and process to get in the best probable condition, and that's how we come out consistent winners.
Yep. Yeah, gross profits though, I'm probably only down like $500 or so, 400 or $500. So I still got a chance. Tried to go a little bit bigger. It's just that one Roku trade. Today would have been a great day, but it's a good lesson, and it's what I'll probably include in my video. Is that when you don't analyze the range, like on Roku, and you get a monster squeeze like that, like we did earlier, it's just worst case scenario. It can come back to bite you, and so it's a good lesson on why you should typically calculate range and why calculating range is really important is because if it squeezes up big, and if the range is huge, you're getting squeezed out big if your risk is larger than normal. And really what I did was I think I hesitated a little bit too much, but I'm still in it. Max loss is 12,000. I'm only down 700 on the day, so gonna give Kron that time. See if it can break down for me, get a little bit larger gain here. SPY's looking a little bit weaker here. Should help you specifically, Mitch.
Yeah, I like that hard rejection there at the top. It got to that point where it looked bullish, and then it just gave a nice hard rejection all the way down to the support at 75 for the 1 minute bull flag or bull pennant. There you go. So
What are you in? What are you in? Sorry, I can't remember.
IOVA.
Oh yeah, IOVA. Yeah, it's looking better for you.
There you go. Looking bare now.
I don't know, guys. So I don't know if Facebook's gonna drop or what it's really gonna do. Like I said, I'm more of a mid high cap day trader. So whether Facebook or some of these tech stocks go or don't go, I have no idea. I could try to answer them for you. I just don't want to give you the wrong answer because a lot of times I trade mostly mid cap stocks. My specialty is more so cannabis microchip stocks is what I typically attack. And so, I don't want to. I could try to give you advice, but it probably is gonna. I don't know if it's gonna be wrong or right advice on that. You know what I mean? And so I'm not one of those guys that tries to pretend like he knows everything, like a lot of these other gurus out there. I'll tell you if I don't know. In this situation, I don't know.
Yeah. I'm usually a lot better, I think, in longs, just because I think I have more experience. I definitely still feel that the tech stocks are on the long. I think they're pushing down on the supports, but overall, throughout the expected move today was a bounce back in tech, and that's just based on how much they've been hit on the last week or two.
Yep.
And so you got to go based off of that. and knowing that the psychology of the trade now is not really in the Bears' favor. It's actually kind of getting to that extended mode. Now, one thing I will kind of keep an eye on is the SPY. You see the SPY at the open, it had this wick candle that went down to a low of 278.97. The real key is that we have a support at 279.46 on the SPY. If that support can hold, it can come back up to those 280s. But if that support just breaks down here and get some volume, because it's had gotten some volume a couple candles back on that Harmy. Let's see if it holds there at that support. If not, it can break down that and head down to the low of the day, which I have as 278.97.
All right, so I got out of 1,500 shares on Cron. It dropped really nicely down for me. Currently up on Cron. Let me see. Uh, Currently up around a little bit under 200. So I'll take it for sure, or really 150. But I'll take it for sure.
Yeah, I think
We'll
that
just
one still has a little bit more juice in there to the 30s.
right. That's what I'm looking at. See if we get that really break down to like 350 or so. I'd be happy with it. But right now, I'm protecting myself. It's really not going to be a losing trade at this point. If it could if I added back to it, and I consider that. I like this drop here. So we'll see what we get. Not a bad little come down. I would come back. I was down about 800. I'm only down about 500 now. So later, scrap. Sorry to hear that, brother. Tomorrow's always a new day, bro.
Oh, I see a down move in ACB to $8. So
There
I
we
think
go.
you got a couple cents there for you. Let me see where your daily support is.
It's down to 39s now, so it's looking much better here.
What's your daily
38s
support there?
for Kron.
Yeah, 1490s. You might get a move to 15s, 13s here.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna take another half off there just because that was that previous low right here at 1536, and it went right to that level right here. So I still got 750 left, and I could really let that work. But so far so good with this one. Took about half of the loss on the day. So I'll take it for sure. And now it's just about letting it work. And maybe I'll trade in Power Hour today. How would you guys feel about a Power Hour stream today? Would you guys be into that? That could be kind of fun, right? Power Hour stream today. See if we can have some fun in Power Hour with this competition. Not a bad little comeback, though. I was down like 900, and now I'm down 450. There we go. There's 34s. This is the big break. Like, ideally, Kron breaking this low of the day at around 1530 would be ideal. Power hour is the last hour of the day. So, last hour of the market day. So, power hour is from 3 to 4 p.m. market time.
All right, let's see if we get this start getting this VWAP rejection here on IOVA. We want to see this drop down below VWAP, get to the 1760 area. So then we're going to look for a bounce in the 1770 area to go ahead and hit our ad. Try to make a big win out of this. We're up already $24. Just kind of letting the stock work here, trying to let it to break down, trying to see sizing get in here on the downside.
See, look at that. We were both wrong about each other's trades. I thought Mitch's trade was bullish and he thought mine was bearish, and we were both wrong. I'll throw Mitch up here since I've already scaled out of most of this, and then I'll just try to manage the rest of my trade. But yeah, y'all can watch Mitch's last trade on AMRN, or no, IOVA, sorry.
Yeah, I wasn't wrong.
You said you liked AMD or Kron on the bullish side.
Yeah, that's if it broke 1550s.
I know. That's all I'm saying. Like
It held the 1550s.
I know. I'm just messing with this, man. I'm just joking. You know, there's
The real
31s.
key, the real key is you should be holding to that low.
I did. I'm holding it now.
Yeah, I think you there's 1530s easily. This is
Yeah.
the area where I
I mean,
expected at least it coming down to. And
Yeah.
now I think 15.13 is the area that I could see it go.
Yeah. Hold on. Hey, if I exit out of this one, I want to get it on video. So hold on. Just because this is a pretty decent little comeback for me. I'm happy with it. I'm excited that I did it. You know, I didn't. Of course, I didn't end the day green, but it's not about ending the day green. It's about instead, you know, playing the probability. So we're right at the low of the day here, and I'm gonna let it test this low of the day at 750.
Hey, we just got to wipe out on the SPY.
Yeah,
Wipe out on the SPY, guys. Just for everyone to be aware there.
that should be great for both of us.
Wipe out on the SPY. Broke through the support and broke through it with volume there. Look at her go. Look at that wash.
Yeah,
I
this
would
should
pull
be
up the
good for me.
SPY so you could see that's impressive right there. You know, it's been really, really tight candles, tight candles, tight candles. As soon as it broke that support, it bounced up, hit the resistance, which was the prior support, and then just failed hard.
Monster crash there. All right, we'll see if it can break the low of the day here for Kron. It's right at that low of the day. It just broke it and then it popped right back up, which is kind of to be expected. I mean, I only got 750 left, but I'll give it that chance to break those lows. Really, that should be great for both of us since we're in shorts.
Heck yeah.
People don't realize, like, even if the stock is unrelated to a certain extent on the SPY, like the SPY can still have some sway over what even what some of these mid to high or medium cap stocks, the SPY can still have, the overall market can still have a lot of sway over a lot of these. And so it's important to understand that even if Mitch is in a IOVA and I'm in Kron, like a completely unrelated sector of the market, the SPY and the overall market sentiment can still have some weight over what we're actually trading. And that's what you see here. You see the SPY drop, you see Kron drop. And so it kind of, they're all correlated to a certain extent.
All right, let's see if we can get a bounce in AMD to the 2840s. I like a short in that area.
I
It's
want to
kind
see
of
this.
a VWAP rejection. Need to bounce to the 2840s here. If there's no bounce, then you just got to let it go because it's kind of just on the downturn and you're kind of chasing into it.
Yep.
But I definitely do think AMD is now just cut that bottom trend line. And once it cut that bottom trend line, you shouldn't see it get back above.
See, they're closed 1523. So this is the previous day's close, and we're right at the low of the day. So I'll probably look at that level at 22 or so. We'll see if we can get that.
Well, with Kron?
Yeah. Previous day's close is at 1523, and the low of the day is right now at 1530.
Yeah, I think you got if you look at it on a further time frame, all you did was just go up to resistance and knock it right back down. So I would keep an eye on it for it to, at least to get to the 23s. I think it can get to 1505s.
There's 30s. So I want to see it get down to 23 is the previous day's close. So I'll probably take another half off of that, and then if it can break under that, ideally it could really break down. But if it's gonna bounce, it's gonna bounce right here. Not only is the SPY probably extended on the downside at this point, but it's also at the low of the day, which Kron is also at. So like Kron's at the low of the day as well. So like if it's gonna bounce.
You got some covers in the 30s.
Yep. So I'm trying to give it that time, but I've scaled out to it enough to where it's not super concerning. I already took $400 off of my loss, and so I'll take it. But we'll see what we can get, as long as we don't get like a major bounce here.
And try to maximize that nice gain in there. I think it looks nice.
Right. Like I said, while we're here, if you're interested in using the same broker that we all use, go check out TradeNet. One of the ways we keep this stream always free. So if you're interested, the base package on TradeNet comes with a funded account with 14,000 in buying power to trade with. There's also no PDT rule. You can day trade as much as you want. You can actually short a lot of these recent IPOs like Uber and Lyft. And like I said, commissions are pretty cheap. I can use 300 shares and my commission's like $4 or $5 for a complete round trip. I don't think you're going to find that good of a deal anywhere else in the trading world. And it's also a great way to help support our channel. And so here's the link. You want to check that out. Am I using real money? So I'm doing the TradeNet competition, Ivan. So I'm doing the TradeNet competition. So the goal of this is to make as much money as possible, as fast as possible. And so, today is my first losing day in the competition, it seems. But it's okay. Yesterday I made 400, so still kind of in gross profits were really roughly break even.
Yeah. I'm on my real account, Ivan. I'm up about 233 on AMRN, and IOVA just sitting in a position right now, 1775. Short, only of about $16, but it's a small position relative to the sizing I've been doing. This account, I've been taking about 1,000 shares to 2,000 shares a position. Still think the best trade of the day for us, brother. AMRN.
There we go. There's the breakdown. So, like I said, I'll cover some in 24. Really, if it gets down to 25, I'll probably cover the rest, which is fine. And then I'll add back if it bounces back is what I'm looking at. Oh, there's 30.
Biome. Dynamite.
We'll see. It's at 1530. And so I want to see it down to 23. That's going to be the biggest concerning thing, is that if it gets down to that previous closing price, I just don't want to see it bounce here. But regardless, I mean, I'm in small enough sizing not to stress it. I just want to give it that time to get down to that previous close. What are you saying over there, Mitch? Roku might not be a bad little VWAP bounce either, right there. I don't hate that.
You know what's funny, John? Last night I saw the European Open.
How was that?
It was interesting, man. I saw a nice VWAP bounce.
I'm looking at one for Roku here. I mean, Roku doesn't look terrible.
It got me thinking, man. Hey, it might come a day where I can trade some multiple markets.
Right.
I need to learn how to get into these European markets. Who knows? Maybe we find an edge that we can consistently use, make money in.
Yep.
It's always good to check out other markets to see if your strategy works in there.
Yep. Yeah, look at this bad risk reward on my end right now. I did good. If Roku wasn't there, it would be a beautiful trade today. Beautiful game. A beautiful day today, but you learn.
Yeah, I mean that's what the competition is really about. I mean,
right, for sure. You're
I
gonna
don't
gain.
think anyone really expects to win. To expect to win, you might as well just throw 10,000 shares and.
Right.
But if you can kind of use this as we talk about with our intro accounts and what TradeNet really offers, it's use this account with a purpose.
Yep.
You're learning what? You've learned that, hey, I do better when I trade more, not when I trade less. I have the consistency to follow a strategy so that I can trade more and be profitable. And the third thing is, hey, I'm not too bad. I've gotten some pretty nice wins.
Right.
So use those purposes to improve your skill and get to that next level. When you come back to that real money, you won't have to stress so much about sizing up, seeing as you've been practicing it in the competition with some pressure on you.
Right, 100%. And it's been fun. And like Mitch says, I think there's going to be way more value. Here we go. Here's a nice drop down at 27. I think there's going to be way more value in just trading the competition. I think it's going to be way more value just trading. And, really, I'm going to take another half off here. But yeah, I think there's going to be way more value in actually just trading the competition and gaining that experience that you want. So here's the breakdown. This is great. SPY breaking low of the day. Here's down to 23. Like I said, that previous day's closing price is where it's sitting now.
Oh,
If you want to learn the strategies we're using, look at the Nightbot post right above you. The Nightbot post is our strategy section on our website. It breaks down all the different strategies we use. In this situation, it was a VWAP projection is what this one was. And we break that strategy down in our classes, or not in our classes, and on our website as well is where we break that down.
killing it, man. Killing it. IBOA. Look at that breakdown.
Yeah, brother. We all got some nice breakdowns. For sure, man. Honestly, I'm proud of myself too, man. I know you're killing it today, Mitch, with real money. I'm a little jealous of you, but
Just try to focus. I mean, at the end of the day, I made mistakes earlier in the week, and you can't focus on the mistakes. You can only get back in the hot seat and trade to your skills.
right. And the fun thing is like I was just down $800. I just came back like $600 on this trade. You know,
I'm up 88 now on IOVA now. Great breakdown there.
and so while I'm bummed out that I'm still down on the day, I'm actually really proud of myself that I came back. I had a huge loss, almost a loss to where you're gonna give up, but I came back and did it, man. Came back, pulled it down. Very very manageable loss, all things considered.
All right, guys. I'm up about 25 cents here on IOVA. I'm going to hold here as I think this can really break down. I'm actually looking to increase sizing towards that 1770. It has to get to 1770 or VWAP for me to increase sizing. I'm not going to increase sizing below VWAP. If not, I'll hold on to my 400 shares and let them really work for me. I expected this stock to break down. What I'm really looking for is the daily chart to turn red. If the daily chart can turn red, we can really get a big move down to $16. So what you got to do is give yourself a probable chance to make a big win. If it does come back, we'll break even on the rest, and we'll look for this stock to really give us that nice win.
Yes, sir. I'll probably end up closing it down now. And like I said, I'll probably try to stream today during Power Hour. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe I should hang it up. Let me know if you guys want to see that. Let me know. Leave me a comment in this video if you want to see Power Hour stream. It's been a while. I used to do Power Hour streams too, but it's been a while, and I think they would be fun to do Power Hour streams.
There we go.
I only wanted to short LK if it's set up for the strategy. One thing I always talk about is like I like to react. Oh, sorry. Here, let me get this out of Mitch's way so you guys can look at it. I like to react to certain moves more than predict them. I might have my own bias beforehand, but I think you're going to be a lot safer reacting to these moves instead of trying to predict them because, a lot of times you never really know what's going to happen with certain stocks. You don't know what's going to happen. And so the best thing you can really realistically do is just try to react to your setups and strategies. Predicting them might be kind of, pointless because you never really know. But reacting to them and just taking advantage of beneficial risk reward is what you want to do.
Crown going to that 15-13.
I know, man. I'm still holding.
Yeah, I think that's the area where you're going to start seeing that real tight up. Somewhere in the teen areas here. Because you could get a bounce back up to that 30 area. So this is where I would consider, now you're getting into that point where, hey, I got to consider, hey, am I going to go for the real long time gain, maybe to $15 or 15, 13 exactly? Or am I just going to celebrate a nice base hit here and take that nice base hit?
Yeah, I mean, it's right underneath the previous day's close. And so I'll probably let it battle that level. And if it breaks over it and holds, then I'll get out is my kind of plan here. But it broke under that previous... Yeah, I mean, it broke under that previous day's close, and it's still holding under there. And so it's pulling back to it now. I think that's going to be the kind of make or break level for this one is what it does at this previous day's close. And so as you can probably, I could show you guys here. So this is what I'm actually, wait, where is it? There it is. This is what, ooh. There we go. This is what I'm kind of looking at here, right around this previous day's closing price. This bottom chart here. So I'll let it test 24, 25. If it holds over that, then I just got to take that cue, jump out of the trade, and, yeah, be happy that be happy that uh, I've been doing well, and I came back and I saved myself about $500 in losses today. So it's been a
Ooh,
fun day.
look at that breakdown to AMRN. Finally broke down after hanging out at BWAP for about 2 hours. And AMD with a nice VWAP rejection.
I know I saw that one too. I saw it on. Yeah, I did notice that one, and those are ones that I'm starting to like more and more. Yeah, look at AMR go there.
Yeah,
Those are ones.
I think that they work really well when you combine it with a sweep of the SPY.
Yep.
You're getting so much down pressure that if you see a sweep happen in AMD and then you look at the SPY and you notice that it's really pushing on the supports, that should give you that confirmation and that this is the kind of trade that you want to get into. You have direction towards your area with the market, and you have direction with your stock itself, rejecting that highs of 2850 multiple times, 3 times rejection, and then a nice clear what we call kill candles, a couple kill candles, bounce up to that VWAP, and you can get in.
Yep. What do you think about BYND here, man? Look at BYND, bro. That one's huge range, just a ridiculous range for this one.
BYND, you said?
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Yeah, look at that range, bro. And if it pulls back to the VWAP, I mean, I could consider like 25 shares of that thing. Because even 25 shares, I would have to set like a 250 risk, So like even
Yeah,
25 shares.
this has really big volatility. It looks like most of the shares were taken out at 10:30. You see all that accumulation at the bottom?
Yeah.
That's the third move. That was the final move for that. Then you got a short-term kind of bear move again. You get that bounce up at 10:30, 10:35, and then you start getting those down moves, and it reversed the short time bear pattern at 96. So you need to see that nice extension up to that 100. And there's nothing wrong with taking a trade and maybe risking up to this 101.48 range. But you got to have a big range in this. You got to give yourself like $1.50.
Kiro. Come on, man. All right, there we go. There's the breakdown for Kron. So I don't know what my wife is doing over there.
Maximizing those gains, man. Good job.
Yeah, man. Honestly, I'm to be honest, my confidence is higher than ever today because, like, if you look at this, like, it's just a lesson for Roku. Just way too big of sizing. It was the most expensive stock I traded, and I took way too big of sizing for that one. And so I took $1,000 loss, but every other trade I got into, my only other losses were $60 and $70 for each other trade, and then the rest of them have all been green, nice big losses. And like I said, I came back from an $800 down day. I'm at $350 now. So just overall happy with that comeback. Definitely think I do better, a little bit more active as a trader. And yeah, it's just a learning process for sure. We still got plenty of time in the competition. We still have 7 trading days left. And yeah, so we can still have a realistic chance. Just not going to force anything, not going to take unnecessary risks, and going to try to see what we can do here. I'll probably end up taking this last little bit off right now. I'll give it one more chance here for this break under 15-16 and see if we get a really nice break.
Yeah, just trying to make a nice $500 or close to that again, so I can make a nice $1,000 in 2 days. Won't be mad about that at all.
Yeah, man, that'll be fun. All right, I'm out of Kron. Got out, $100 gain on the last little bit. Made $310 in that trade. So yeah, down to 350, guys. Down to 350. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, man. I was down $800 on the day after that Roku trade, and I fought my way back took more than half of that loss off. So I'm proud of it. Still, honestly, in gross profits, I'm still up technically in this competition, but I'm sure after commissions, I'm gonna be down some. But yeah, we'll try to do a power hour stream. I'm gonna close it down. It's getting a little late now. You still in that trade though, huh, Mitch?
Yeah, I'm still in IOBA. I'm trying to get to that 500, man. I'm up 233. There's no reason in cutting the kind of nice momentum that I have right now. The momentum's definitely on my side in this stock right now. I see IOBA really get swept there at 1770s. if it can turn red on the daily, it can really start getting hit with shorters. And then next thing you know, we could have this stock come down to $16 today. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go ahead and hold. I'll just wait and wait until I can get that nice big gain there. I'm up $96 now. Once I get above, let's say 100, 120, I'll go ahead and I'll take a little bit off just to make sure I'm gonna pay myself and get myself to 300 for the day. But the goal is to get 400 and above every single day. The
Yeah.
risk in every single day is going to be around 200. Certain times I'm going to give myself a little bit above 200. That's just going to be based on a weekly risk level of $400. So I can have 2 losing days in a week and still keep trading. That's really the key, I think, in trading is learning how to just get yourself in mathematical advantages, and that's what sets us up to be consistent.
For sure. Nice work today, brother. But yeah, if you want to check out trade ideas, go check them out. Super dynamic, customizable scanners. I use those scanners every day. They make my morning much, much easier. And so if you want to check out trade ideas, like I said, super dynamic, customizable scanners, you can actually build scans around the different strategies that you use. And so there's a lot of great uses for trade ideas. And go check them out. There's the link if you want to help support the channel and check out trade ideas. Like I said, very, very customizable, real time, super dynamic scanners. And so go check those out. There's the link. Like I said, you want to use the same broker that Mitch and I use. I'll post that link here as well one more time. The funded account comes with 14,000 in buying power with the intro account, no PDT rule, shorting ability, and a $700 max loss with cheap commissions if you use small sizing. You're not going to find that deal anywhere else in the trading world, and so if you want to check that out as well, there's the link. And yeah, have a good day, guys. Go check out our Discord if you haven't already. And yeah, have a good day, guys. We'll see you all a little bit later. Go check out our website too, guys. We've got a lot of great free content on our website. We have a strategy section where we break down the different strategies we use. We got broker reviews. We got a lot of different cool stuff. So go check that out. And yeah, good luck in the markets, guys.
Yeah, hit the comments, guys. We love your comments. We really appreciate them and looking forward to seeing some more. If you guys have anything or any videos you guys want to see come out, any content, go ahead and put it out there. We'll do our best to go ahead and work on that topic and get it out as fast as possible.
Yes, sir. Good luck, guys. We'll see you all tomorrow.